So you get to San Diego Police Department, and you are clearly a minority. How are you treated inside of San Diego Police Department that's primarily white and you're a man of color?
That's an interesting question. So picture me being 21, right out of the Marine Corps. I got the Marine Corps haircut. I'm slim and trim.
You still all those things, Miguel.
Just a little grayer, right?
Yeah, man.
So, and I am focused. I am laser focused on learning everything I can because I want to get through this academy. I want to get through field training so I could be on my own. And I'm seeing some people failing, good people failing, and I don't want to do that. So I'm very, very focused. And so at first I didn't see a whole lot of different treatment. But then when I left field training and I was on my own at a patrol division, slowly but surely, I started looking around, and there weren't very many Latinos, blacks, or Asians, or females for that matter. And then you start hearing about, there's some angry people, managers at that time, because the feds basically, because of the complaints from the community about the lack of diversity on the police department, they wanted to see cops that looked like them in their neighborhoods because the community felt that they would have a better chance of communicating. Those officers, black officers, Latinos, Asians, and women of color in those neighborhoods would be able to interact because of they're familiar with those cultures and they feel at ease, they feel at home, and that kind of thing. But here's the other side of it. The federal government came in on the complaints of the community and basically told SDPD, we've done the numbers, we've run the numbers. You guys need to improve in your recruiting, in your retention. You need to bring in more people of color. And so what happens? Most human beings resent being told what to do.
Right.
So there was resentment. What do you mean we have to take these people? And then you start hearing the quota thing. You just want us to have a quota. And so, then there was talk about when we were hired, there was some, I never said it to my face, but again, remember, I'm telling you, I was focused. So maybe it was said around me, but I didn't pick up on it. I doubt it. I would have probably picked up on it. But I did hear it. I heard people talking on the side about other people of color, and you could hear, oh, hey, you know what? He's one of those affirmative action. He's not qualified. What they did was they just brought down the standards a little bit, clicked them down so we could hire these people. And I overheard that, imagine how that makes me feel, Now, defense mechanism to protect myself so I won't be hurt. My attitude was, well, I'm not one of those because I got my Marine Corps experience and this dude talking this crap's never been in the service, never served his country. So I ain't going to listen to what he says. He's an idiot. I didn't say that openly because I was still new on probation. I'm not going to get fired for saying something like that. But I felt it. And, but here's the thing that's interesting too. That resentment through word of mouth became, because of course there's not going to be a policy because the feds are watching. So
were they under consent decree?
I don't think that SDPD ever got to that point because the administration understood what was on the line and they didn't want to be under consent decree. So they took measures to get it done. But that meant bringing those numbers up and bringing them up pretty quickly.
Right.
The feds didn't want any excuses like other departments. And that's those departments that gave excuses and pushed back, thinking they could, ended up being under consent decree. And that wasn't good because the first thing that went was most police departments receive huge grants, federal grants for equipment. And that's huge. Most cities, it's expensive to run a police department for any city.
Right.
It's probably one of their biggest budget, outlays. So when the feds can, come in with thousands of dollars for equipment and training and things like that, you don't want to have that taken away from you because you'll be hurting. And then that chief's got to answer up because the mayor's calling him in or her in and saying, hey, what's up with your numbers? So there's pressure. But here's the thing that really bothered me was that there was a word of mouth that we have to hire them. We don't have to keep them, which meant if you start seeing this person struggling, do your best to talk them into, resigning. And if we have to, we'll fire them.